Brittany, we are live. We are live. Happy Friday. How are you doing?
Yes, happy Friday. I am amazing. How are you?
Amazing, amazing. Glad to have you here. I know the very first time around, life was life, but God is always still being God. And I always like to put that at the end of that because when things are supposed to come together, it'll come together.
It
So I
will.
feel like we came back together.
Yeah, I'm glad we're doing this. I appreciate you for having me. So thank you.
No problem. So, everybody, we are on episode 14 of Claiming My Abundance podcast. If you have not went to Apple or Spotify, YouTube, so just check us out, especially if you are in a space where you're healing, you're looking to strengthen your relationship with God, you want relatability. I mean, even I feel like this is accountability because you have another woman telling you, I went from X, Y, and Z to X, Y, and Z. So there's really no excuse. I will highly encourage you and advise you if this resonates with you to like and subscribe on Apple and Spotify. But episode 14 is Healing on Purpose. And we have the amazing Brittany, the owner of the Piece of You Purpose and Wellness Coach, here to just give us a piece of her. And when I tell you guys, I am honored to have her here because I watched her story. Now we all scroll on our Facebook and scroll on our IG. What are we inspired by? What are we tapping into? And so I'll be honest, I was someone who tapped into Brittany's story, literally seeing her grow from, I think you said like 400 followers to 11,000, but I see beyond the earthly growth in that. I see the
Right,
spiritual growth because I
right.
feel like when God wants to excel you, and he trusts you in the season that you're in because you're yielding to him, you're growing, you're changing. He skyrockets things supernaturally. And that's exactly what happened, Brittany.
Yes, it's crazy.
I was like, God, I see you moving. And I know you felt the shift and the move of God in your life.
Yes.
You made that shift to Dallas, and he said, oh, I got some great things for my daughter. So I am proud of you. Congratulations to your
You.
journey. And I'm just glad to have you here. So, you all listen to this amazing woman. She's going to introduce herself and tell the world who you are so we can get into your beautiful healing journey. So, you have the floor.
Yes. Hi, everyone. So I am Brittany J. Like she said, I am a purpose and wellness coach. So I began this journey last year, June 2022, when, I decided to do a 30-day fast that catapulted me into a whole entire, different way of living. And since then, I've been helping other women, going through toxic and traumatic situations to become better decision makers so they can start living their life on purpose and living in peace and living in fulfillment as well. So, that's kind of how, I just been carrying along in this journey and really just allowing God to continue to lead me in my life.
I
And
love
like
it.
I said, just living on purpose and every step of the way, it just kind of gets better and better as I'm being obedient to what God asked me to do out here.
I love it.
Yes.
I
Thank
love,
you.
you are so welcome. I like to say that you have a God's glow.
I
You're
appreciate that. I do. I do. That makes me feel so good for real. You don't even understand.
Yeah, because your smile, girl. Oh, I'm gonna tear up a little bit because I just love
Oh,
when women are feeling the love of God. You know what I mean? And we live in a world where it's such a fast-paced, chaotic market over here, market up. Sometimes we can't even hear from God.
nope.
So one main, not this is one main out of multiple things that made me attracted to your story and your growth was the move. Like I've been in Georgia for 2 years and I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hmm.
So I'll never forget the day, Brittany. And I didn't do it fast like you. And I really want to embark on and hear about this fast because I
Yeah.
know the power of fasting and prayer. Oh my God. But I heard God say, go, 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 like go. And because I was obedient, the life that he has given me after the obedience, I said, every time I hear him, I'm making that move.
Yep.
Every time he tell me, I'm going. So I'm like, this woman just up and left. So tell us about that, like the fast. What made you, did you hear God's voice? What made you have that confidence and that boldness to leave?
Yeah, so The fast, I'm so grateful and thankful for the fast because it really has changed, not only just my life, but just the way that I think, the way that I actually operate out in this world. So the transformation just from who I was until now is like still crazy to me, because I'm definitely a different person than I was last year. But like what pushed me to do the fast was, I was going through so much in my life at the time, very chaotic, went through a breakup, just involved in a lot of toxic situations, just all over the place. And I got to a point where I was feeling really stuck. I felt really stuck. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I remember I was following somebody and I remember they mentioned about doing a fast and how they were able to hear from God clearly. And I'm like, well, let me try to do a fast, like, I don't know if it's going to be beneficial to me in any way, but let me at least try it to see if I will receive any results from it. And if I don't, then I'm just going to go back and live my life the way I've been living it. So decided to do a 30-day fast. But when I did my 30-day fast, I think what makes my fast different, which made me receive the results that I did, I was very, very intentional with the way that I did it. So based off of like everything that I knew was hindering me from really like becoming who I needed to be, that was like causing blockages in my life, I had to be real with myself and pull away from those things. And I think that's kind of hard for people to do because they're so consumed with these things and they're comfortable with doing them and it's what brings them happiness or whatever. I had to really tell myself and be real with myself that I can't involve myself in these things right now, just for 30 days, just for 30 days. And some things I didn't want to stop doing because I was comfortable, but I had to, whether it was me pulling away from certain people, drinking, having sex, like literally all the things that I was consuming myself of during that time, I had to pull away from just to see if I could get any results. And Lord knows he really took me on a journey during that time, gained a close relationship with God, started reading a lot more. I stopped listening to toxic music, stopped talking to toxic people. I literally got in a place where I was by myself, and that's when God will speak to you like in the most actually. And I didn't realize that, but it's not until I got by myself and really connected with God, that's when he started to show me everything it is that he'd been probably trying to show me for a long time. And it was crazy, like the supernatural things that I was receiving during that time, things people would say are coincidences. Like, I don't believe in coincidences at all. But so much stuff started to happen where I knew that it was God. Like, he had shown me so much during that time. And I also, like, during that time discovered like how God spoke to me. At first, I did not know how God spoke to me. I used to just think when people say they hear God speaking to them, I'm like, they lying. They just making up stuff. Like, what are they talking about? But it's not until it happened to me where I was like, oh my gosh, like I just prayed about that. And now I hear somebody talking about it or I see it, like the most crazy stuff. And and it'll be the most random thing that nobody would even know. It's things that you thinking or talking out loud just by yourself. And it's just like, it ain't no way that this person just said that or I saw this. And I just literally prayed about this to God. It's no way. So, that's kind of what pushed me into moving to Dallas. So literally after my fast, life started happening so quickly. Like God, it's almost like God been wanting to get my attention so he can start to move me like rapidly. And I was in a space where I was like so fired up, like so pumped up. Like after I started to receive like just different revelations, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I gotta help so many other people. I gotta help free so many other people because there's so many people that's still stuck in who I used to be. And I know if I can change, they'll be able to change. So literally, like I started to just receive, like probably like 2 months after my fast, I started to receive these signs of just Dallas, like undeniable signs, like undeniable signs. And I actually, have on my YouTube video, like the signs that I received specifically. So yeah, if people want to watch that, it's on there. But I journal. So journaling had become very important for me. So I won't forget anything. Because I used to have a terrible memory too. God repaired my memory and everything.
I believe you.
He repaired the way that he helped me with the way that I speak. Like that's something that I was praying for too. Like I used to be a person, I could talk to you like right now and I wouldn't really know what to say in a moment. So I remember I used to just pray like, God, help me to be able to know what to say like in the right moments. Because I did not know how to communicate well with people.
Wow.
So
Brittany,
it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm telling you.
You said so many great
things.
Excuse me. But before we even begin, because I feel like the conversation gets so good, even though I know I won't forget. Listen, please, everybody who's watching right now, go subscribe to her YouTube. When I tell
Yeah.
you, and her IG, when I tell you, even when I'm scrolling down my timeline and like you say, you're not even intentionally looking for things, God will just pop up. I always say God is the algorithm. Girl, when I see you pop up and I see the work that you're doing and even the YouTube, I'm like, I gotta, Deidre, get back on your YouTube game. So
Yeah.
can you tell them where to find you on IG and YouTube? Because I know just the clips that I see on IG, the 60, I think IG goes up to 90-second clips. If it blessed me, then your whole video will bless me and somebody else. So can you
Yeah,
tell them where to find
for
you on IG?
sure. Definitely. So my Instagram and my YouTube is the same. So it's Becoming Brittany J. So it's BRITTANY. So Becoming Brittany J.
Becoming Brittany J. Beautiful, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, you touched on so much. I mean, but like you said, the 30 days, and see, sometimes, Brittany, people will they hear about somebody else supernatural blessings throughout a fast, and then they'll do one to try to manipulate God. You don't want to play with God because God is the creator of you. So he knows your game and he knows what you're thinking and feeling before you even do. The
Exactly.
fact that you push through the 30 days, even on the 10th or 15th or 20th day, you may have gotten revelation. I'm like, oh my God, this is a real thing. You didn't stop. You
Exactly.
didn't stop. Because you but what a beautiful thing about fasting is that number one, you get so used to it, your head don't hurt anymore, your stomach don't hurt anymore. And I always encourage women when you're doing a fast, the enemy will come and try to distract you. Touch your head, touch your stomach, pray over that thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then you'll be like, oh my God, I'm on the 15th day and I'm not hungry no more. And I'm thinking clear, like you said. I'm speaking clear, like you said. I'm even getting these downloads from God. It'll make you want to keep going.
Yep.
So I'm so glad you did 30 days. I recently did a corporate fast with about 22 women in the Claiming My Abundance community. And
Yes.
they were like, whoa, wow, we. But see, what made me so proud, not only me, but God, was that 6 a.m., Brittany, these women got on this Zoom and they were like, I'm with it. So hearing you say, like, there's other women that need that same move of God and love of God because you see how it is and what it's doing for you,
Mm-hmm.
it's a powerful thing. That's how you know you in alignment and purpose and you're walking
Exactly.
in purpose because you're like, God, I just want to serve your daughters.
Mm-hmm.
I want to serve so they can feel what I feel as a woman.
Right. Exactly.
It's a beautiful thing. So my question to you is, what did your healing journey look like? And I mean, healing for us is like revolutionary. It's evolving. It's like a revolving door. And in every season and every level of life, as the woman of God that we are, we're always going to be healing.
Yeah.
We're always going to be healing. But just that, like you say, becoming Brittany. Let's put emphasis on becoming Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany had to heal. Brittany had to prune. She had to yield something. She had to shed something. What did that healing journey look like?
So for me, I would say like healing. First, it took me to really like identify what was truly like hurting me. And I think women, like just in general, period, like we have developed to suppress like our emotions and what we really feel with just what's happening around us. Because, like you said, like the world is constantly moving, especially like when you're a mom and stuff like that. The world is constantly moving. Things just don't stop. And sometimes we don't ever get to truly acknowledge how we feel. So we're
Yeah.
holding on to old childhood trauma, things of our past that we never really truly get to like dig deep into and figure out and understand why it hurt us and and how it hurt us and what we can do to grow past it. So healing for me, it started with identifying like what's really bothering me right now in this moment. Like, what do I feel? And it took me to actually dive deeper into that and go into those things that I still probably been holding on to since childhood, and childhood trauma is a major, major thing that a lot of people try to avoid addressing. And it is tough to address, especially because you've been holding on to it for so long. But once I actually started to dig and heal myself from things of my past,
Mhm.
that's what allowed me to really heal and grow and, God, grow in my relationship with God as well too, because God, he going to show you what it is that he wants you to do. And he not going to stop bothering you until you do it.
He will
Okay.
not stop bothering you.
He won't
And
stop.
And we have to appreciate that, because what I had to learn was, God, you're telling me that I'm worthy. If you won't stop showing, and like you say, there's no coincidence, there's no good luck, there's blessings, then there's God.
Yeah.
But if you are showing me signs, Lord, and this is my way of hearing your voice and walking in your presence, okay, let me just listen, man. Let me listen.
Just listen, sometimes we really don't want to listen, but if we just listen and be obedient and walk in what he has for us, then
Yeah,
we'll see on the other side why he made us do it. It's always going to be better on the other side.
it's always gonna be better. Like you know how they say, I love it here. I love it here.
Yeah. Me too. I'm telling you, I'd
I'm gonna
rather
stay
be
here.
healed and peaceful than without being in pain and struggling and suffering. Like I love it much rather over here.
Well, what do they say in the word? I will give you riches with no sorrow. That is a real thing. And Brittany,
Yeah.
one thing that I like really stress to entrepreneurs or anybody who's walking, in a servitude attitude or in a servitude space. Listen, all that hustle culture and grinding. No, when you trust God, you rest in God.
Yes.
When you trust God, you rest in God. I was yesterday, I was sharing an analogy with a friend because she's going through a season that I went through. And the analogy, to make it simplified for those who know Noah in the Bible, what did
Mm-hmm.
he do? God said, go build a boat for 40 days and 40 nights. And obviously, to clean out the earth and everything from all the sin. But
Mm-hmm.
once God was done flooding the earth, he was still in the boat, and he didn't. Now the water was gone, but Noah still didn't get out the boat. He said, "I'm gonna wait on God's timing."
Right.
So it was like, it's even sometimes we're in seasons, or sometimes we're just going through life, and we don't even think to say, "Let me just be on God's time."
Yep.
Now, you know how they say in the marketplace, girl. I've heard people say, "Demon time." Woo, Lord, let me get that out of my mouth.
I'm not
Okay.
I'm not on none of that. I'm not on none of that, okay?
Because when you on His timing, I'm telling you, it's just like, okay, blessings over here, blessings over here. It's too much. Now I want to give, which is why, Brittany, I know you're in a space where God has given you so much. You want to give to other women.
Yeah.
You want to give to the world, because, like you say, being a mother is a very honorable role. Being a wife, God wants us to be married, is a very honorable role as
Right.
well. So it's like when we wear those hats, it's hard to serve. But when you start resting in God and be on His type of time, baby, He'll make sure that you are fully prepared, fully equipped, mental together, emotions, like you say, peace, which
Yep.
is why women need you. They need your they need your voice, your mind, your story. And we got to know that God put us here for us to reach His people.
Exactly.
So
We agree. For sure. Yeah. I like to say all the time, like, there's of course chosen people that God has for us to be able to help one another. I went through life, like my whole entire life, thinking that I can do everything by myself. I'm Miss Independent. I don't need anybody to help me with anything.
yeah,
But it's not until I realized, like, when it's time for me to actually help other people, that we're all meant to help each other. Like, God has assigned us to particular people throughout this world that
yeah.
we're supposed to touch. And I have realized and grown to know that. So just because I may have certain people that may resonate with my message doesn't mean they may resonate with yours, and vice versa. And that's okay. But I feel like our messages are going to touch people in a different type of way, even if we have the same message. My story is a lot different than yours. So I may relate to this group of people, and you might relate to this group of people.
Yeah.
So we all are here to help one another. We can't go through life without each other. And that's where people will, experience downfall when they think they can do everything on their own. You have to, like, reach out and get that helping hand, because I have to reach out and get helping hands from other people as well too. So
100%. Now, Brittany, on your healing journey, was there anybody that, besides our Father, that'll do everything? We really don't need nobody but Him. But did He bless you with somebody like an accountability partner? Because one thing, like I said, I've been watching your journey. One thing I noticed you have that presenting to the forefront, to the marketplace, is an accountability mentorship. And so
yes.
that's how you know I'm paying attention.
Yes, look, thank you. Yeah.
Right. You're getting the message that God has imparted on you and in your heart out to the masses very well. So, like, I see that you take accountability for your healing and the work that you need to do. So is that kind of like how the accountability mentorship came about? Tell them about that and how they can join as well.
Yes, for sure. So when it came to accountability, I've had friends and stuff like that, but I didn't have anybody to truly hold me accountable for like the things that was happening in my life. Because we were just on different just journeys and paths of life, and not to say we didn't resonate with just certain things like in the same way, but when
Right.
it came to like my journey of growth, I didn't really have anybody. But it's not until I did my fast and gained a close relationship with God where I started to see that God started to actually send people into my life. And it was so crazy because so I used to do lashes in Atlanta before I came out here to Texas.
Okay.
And I started getting these like new clients. Mind you, one of my new clients, her name was Dallas. So that was another sign for me. I'm telling you, y'all gotta go
Oh,
watch
are
the
you
video on
serious?
YouTube. You have to watch the video on YouTube. It's so many crazy signs that was happening. I'm telling you.
What? I
Yes.
believe it. I
So
believe it.
I started getting like I had got two new clients. They were older new clients. They were older women. And came in, and this is like during my fast. Like I'm still doing lashes, but I'm in the midst of my fast. So every time somebody would come in there, I would end up telling them like, oh yeah, I'm fasting. Like I wasn't having the same conversation that I was having previously before with my clients. It was
Right.
different. And I was like inspiring a lot of people with just me using my voice of what I was doing.
Hmm.
And it was two women that came in, and they were just talking, and they were like saying things that I was literally praying to God about. And I was to the point where I was doing their lashes and I was getting like emotional because they were just talking. And to them, they're just talking. But I was like, I had to pause them in the middle of the conversation. I was like, God sent you here. Like I literally told them that. I said, God sent you here.
With that smile, with the same
Yeah,
energy.
yeah. They can't even see me because their eyes closed, but they know I'm smiling so hard.
Not the eyes closed.
But yes, and then after that, I just had a lady that I met during that time, and she was kind of like a person that could hold me accountable, like hold me accountable to the things that I said I was going to do, and really like push me along the way. Sometimes I would get a little fearful or doubt myself, and she was very of God too, so it was perfect. It was like the perfect connection. And she's like, no, 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 God said you need to do this, so you need to go ahead and do it. And I'm like, I always had these excuses like, well, I don't have this, or what about this? And she's like, none of that matters. God already has it for you. And she would literally get me in check, but that's exactly what I needed. I needed somebody to yell at me. I needed somebody to tell me that I need to stop overthinking and just simply do it. So, that's kind of what led me into the accountability partner program. I know that it's other women that need to be held accountable for the things
Yes.
that they say they're going to do, but don't really do it because they're allowing fear and doubt to just overwhelm them and just completely make them stop, from accomplishing any of their goals. But I know how important it is to actually do the things that you're going to say you're going to do, because like we said, on the other side, the light is so much brighter. And I want to help get other people to that because I know the journey, like I know the experience of going through that and not having someone. So yes, that program is open. It's available right now for sure. So if you guys are interested, definitely just go onto my website, becomingbrittanyj.com, and you'll see it listed under my services. And, just read through the program, see if it's something that's for you. And then once you just click to get more information, you'll be able to book a call with me, a consultation call. And then we'll just kind of go over things and get you started. But yeah, like I'm on a journey to help as many women as I can to get from point A to point B. Stop talking about the things that you're going to do and actually put action behind it, because that's important.
It's very important, Brittany. And I know, thank you for sharing that, because I know a lot of women need that. And it's like, sometimes, like you said in the beginning, as women, we can hold so much in because we might be ashamed, or we might want to be looked at in a certain light, or it might be ego and pride. All that stuff can keep you from being on that other side. So to have some woman, some women, or one woman, to hold them accountable like you've done yourself, and I can only imagine, like, you share parts of you as well, even what you do on social media. Exactly. So it's like they'll have the whole package of becoming them, like you have became Brittany, and be held accountable. Like it's time to get out that shell, because that's where the enemy wants us to stay, in our minds, and battle with that thing. And now I've learned too, like you say, with the doubt, the lack of confidence, the lack of accountability, we have to speak. Those are spirits.
Yeah.
Not really of God. That's not really the things that he give us. We're not born with that stuff. We
I'm
create this trauma and then we create these crazy things.
yes.
So y'all need accountability. Please go to her website, check it out, and book a call. Now, Brittany, I know I'm all in your business about your business. If somebody just want to book a call, can they do that too?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. So I have free consultation calls. So if someone wants to
Okay.
book a call to see, how they can work with me on just things specifically that they may be dealing with, I definitely have a one-on-one coaching program as well. So they'll be able to book a call for me as well too.
Beautiful. You just out here serving, looking good while doing it, girl.
Thank you. Thank
You are
you.
so welcome. So, and I guess what I was going to ask you next, like, when did you discover you needed to heal? But just hearing your story and your timeline of things, it's just like when you realize, like, this is not it.
Yeah.
Like, this is not. So, was there something like really significant in your life that clicked that said, okay, I got to do this fast? Yes, you heard other people results, but was there something like too traumatic or chaotic that made you say, okay, I got to start this journey?
Yeah. So I really love that question because I literally was just on my live talking about this yesterday. I think a lot of people wait until like a bad traumatic situation happens when
Right.
they decide that, okay, like I'm tired of this, I need something to change. But that's exactly what happened for me, specifically. So, I have my daughter. Me and her father, we were together. We ended up going through a breakup, literally probably like almost close to a year before I decided to do my fast. So ended up moving out from with him, got my own place, was in my own space. But after that, the transformation didn't even take place. It took months of me going back down the loophole of toxic situationships and me just continuously putting myself in just all kind of environments that were not like good to helping me fulfill like who it is that I was. And I always have been a person. I always known that I have more things destined for me in life. I just didn't know what it was. I didn't know how I was going to get there, but I just always felt that inside of me. But it wasn't until I got by myself, like I told you, and that's what God was really wanting. I can now realize and see that God was wanting and needing me to get by myself. So now
That's so
I like
good.
to say that during that time, it was a very, very hurtful like situation for me, because me and my child's father, like, we broke up, and this is somebody that I'm thinking I'm going to be with, and it was very, very traumatic for me because I'm not a person that just would like have a baby with anybody. Like, I have to
Right.
feel real solid. Like, I'm thinking we're gonna get married, but that's another thing, ladies. Don't move off of assumptions. Move off of reality.
No,
But
that's
I
good.
was
That's good.
yeah, and I was like, okay with just, what was happening. And then God knew something like that had to happen in order for him to break me down so I can get closer with him. And I was not expecting to break up with my child's father. I wasn't expecting to see the things that I saw, but I did. And I can see now I had to go through the pain so I can get a close relationship with God. That's what he was wanting me to do. So
Yes.
I tell people, like, God literally had to drag me through the mud just so he can get my attention. And sometimes that's what he's going to do, because we like to be so hard-headed and we think we know everything and we want to do everything,
Got it.
on our own and not lean on to God. We want to lean on to the things
Yes.
that we think is right. And it's not until you fully surrender, God gonna really take you through something for real, until you like say, okay, I'm tired of dealing with this. I'm
Higher.
tired of my life going the way that it's going.
Done.
And that's kind of what happened. So months after, I had got to a point where I just felt so stuck in my life. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm out here really I'm out here existing. I'm not truly like living for real. Like, what am
Right.
I out here doing? And that's when I decided to do the fast, because I felt stuck in my life. I didn't know what was next for me. I know I meant to do big, great things out here in this world, but what is that? How am I going to get to that?
What does that look
How can I just get away from this life that I'm living right now and just figuring that out? So that's what led me to do it.
like?
Something big traumatic did happen in my life for God to get my attention. So
Attention. But I always say, as we always hear, pain is the best teacher.
it
Like, we
is.
can go to college all day long, and we can try to get this knowledge, but pain is gonna be your best teacher.
Yes, I'm telling you.
For you to become a teacher, pain is gonna be your best teacher. And Brittany, even for myself being transparent, I would do I would do the same thing with different men,
Mhm.
different how can I say it? It's the same spirit in different bodies.
Yeah.
God, like, okay, all right, you're gonna keep, okay. I'ma still love you and forgive you, but I feel you're so worthy. What I said in the beginning, you're so worthy. I gotta teach you this lesson. Because once you hit your head and it hurt this fifth, matter of fact, this 20th, 30th,
Yes.
50th, 100th time, you're gonna,
Yes.
I am, this is it, God. Okay, I'm sorry. I just, you know what? Can I say this? It was one time where I experienced something that I knew I felt convicted before I even experienced it. And I came home, and I'm being honest, ladies. Yes, I came home and I just stripped naked. It reminds me of Adam and Eve when
Yeah.
don't laugh at me, pretty. When they were ashamed about eating off the good and evil tree,
Yeah.
what they do? They was naked and they got the fig leaves. So it's like, ladies, the fig leaves reminds me of what are you using to cover up what you need to give to God? That is so good. What are you using to cover up that you need to give to God? Are you using sex? Are you using drugs? Are you using men? Are you using social media? Are you using designer? What are you using to cover up that you need to give to God? And I
Mhm.
would say, really think about that question and don't be ashamed about it, because me
Right.
and her are on here telling y'all, like, look, y'all heard what she said in the beginning. And so no one's different than nobody. And what you're experiencing, somebody already experienced it.
Exactly.
Open your mouth. I feel like this is the season of activation. God wants to activate some things in us.
Yep.
Activate. Let's get active.
Telling you.
You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying, Brittany? Let's get active. That's
Look, I said that I only want to be around people that's about that action.
about
Don't
that.
be talking about it. Don't talk about it. Like, let's see you put it in action for
That
real.
part. That part. That part. I love this. I love this conversation and the direction that it's going, because
Yeah.
I know that women can resonate. And I just, transparency is all we need. Let's listen, because I know somebody is out there struggling with accountability. Brittany, it's a woman on here that's going to be listening to this, the replay, and they're dealing with their father of their child right now. And they, like you say, don't be assumption or assume, because we can't create our own reality of what we want, a friendship or a romantic ship or a business ship. We can create our own reality, and it's a delusion. Let's be real. So
Seriously, yeah.
it's so. Can you speak to that a little bit, because that was just on my spirit now, because I know there's a woman out there who, again, is a mother. That's an honorable role. That's a blessing, but
Mhm.
she's struggling to deal with her emotions and be honest with herself to let this man loose. I will say this: that
Mm,
man is not the be all and end all of your happiness,
telling
of
you.
your peace. Brittany have said, and I was in that season too, alone. When I tell you my solitude, because I know I hear God's voice even stronger now. That solitude, Brittany, there's a woman struggling with trying to be by herself.
Yes. Wow. I'm really happy that you asked me that, because I never really actually got to like ever just talk about this or like elaborate like this. And I
Yeah,
love it because I actually like had to experience it. And coming from a person who has never been alone, like
yeah,
I've literally always been a person to be in a relationship. Like I've never just been by myself ever. So for God to take me out of a place where I was comfortable, and just from like support and just simply like just being around a man, the comfort of being around a man, I had to get out of that situation. Like God gonna make you a little bit uncomfortable, just so you can see what it is that he's trying to get your attention and tell you. So yeah, I do want to talk to that woman, for
that,
sure. Like specifically because, it is hard. It is hard to leave comfortability. It is hard to leave just security and just being up under someone where you think that maybe you can't get anything better, or you're not worthy of anything else. Like I'm here to tell you that it's not until you like release yourself from that situation where you start to really find who you are as a person. And that's
that,
what it is. I really lacked who it is that I was as a person. I didn't understand who I was because I've always been with someone, so I
yeah,
always knew who I was in their eyes, who I was supposed to be in their eyes, but I didn't really truly know who I was like for myself.
mm,
And it's so important in knowing like who it is that you are as a person, what it is that you really want out of life, not based off of somebody else's opinions and judgments of you, or worried about if it's going to step on their toes or anything like that. So, as a mom, nobody ever wants to go into a situation and thinking they're going to be a single mom. Nobody. That was never my intention. I never had intentions of being a single mom. And quite frankly, I was embarrassed after, the first incident, then the second incident, and then the third incident. But I had to tell myself, I can't allow myself to keep going through this continuous cycle and just basically putting up with it. I'm just talking about it and saying this and threatening and making threats, but I'm not doing anything about it. Like I'm doing all this talking, but I'm not truly doing anything about it. And it's not until I pulled myself out of that situation where I saw that I was worthy enough to not go through the stuff that I was going through. I don't have to put up with nobody's, crap. Like, that's not what God has destined for me in my life. God did not destine me to be sitting here stressed and depressed and worried about what a man is doing that I can't even control. Like, God didn't send me in this world for that. So I had to really be real with myself and suck it up. I had to really suck everything up. And through the tears, through me fighting postpartum depression, look, I'm getting emotional even thinking about it. I was like, I'm telling you, you see this smile, but I was like last year, I was in a very, very rough place. And a lot of people would never know that because I still smiled through my pain. I still showed up, every single day. But I was going through it, fighting hard, trying not to go into postpartum depression. My daughter was when stuff started happening, my daughter was literally only 2 months old. So I'm fresh, out of just having a baby.
That's a lot of emotions.
It's so much. It was so much happening. That's why I know God has, he made that situation happen so he can make me come out strong so I can help other women overcome it, And it was so hard for me because I did not see, I talk about it all the time, not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I swear I did not see the light at the end of the tunnel. I thought just my life was just shriveling and falling apart. I did not ask to be a part of this, I didn't ask for this. Why do you have to make me have a baby with somebody that I'm not even going to be with, So I was just struggling and going through so much, but I also was still in the same sense, I don't want to be no single mom. I don't want to have that name attached to me. But I'm telling you, it's not until God pulled me away from that situation where I started to see the worthiness in myself, and God really allowed me to shine my light and really show me who I am. So that's why I'm so dedicated and determined, to help other women, because I literally pulled myself out of the dirt, I pulled myself out of the dirt. And I have a post on my page that I made, just as God blessing me with the strength to be able to lick my own wounds. A lot of people, they don't have that type of strength. But like I said, God has chosen people, and I'm okay with that. I've become a person that I know that, I'm a vessel sent here from God. I'm supposed to connect with the people I'm supposed to connect with. I know I'm supposed to do that. So that's why I know, the things that I go through, it's not to hurt me. It's to help other people. I just have to go through the hurt and feel the hurt and heal from the hurt. So I can
take the wounds, Lord.
Look, girl, that's God speaking through me right there. I'm telling you.
Brittany, and it's for you to even say that, I'm just hearing this woman is so amazing, because it comes to a point whereby you were very emotional. Everybody experiences emotions on different levels. Yeah. But how do you accept the emotions? How do you respond to the emotions? It takes a certain level of emotional maturity, spiritual maturity, mental maturity to say, God, I'm free now. You're at a point, you're free. I feel your spirit. You're very free. So when people see you smile, it's baby, okay. Look. Sit down with me and talk to me. Look. So a lot of emotional maturity. And like I say, healing is an ongoing thing. So in every different season, there's going to be character building moments. Mm-hmm. Right? There's going to be character building moments. And the more God sends you and trusts you, guess what's going to happen? As we all know, spiritual warfare going to happen.
For sure. Definitely.
Well, how are you responding emotionally then? When I was going through a lot of spiritual warfare, it started to be wear and tear on me. And again, the enemy used the same tricks, different spirits. So it was always that same stronghold, the men. And I'm okay, God, I know that it's these situations are trying to hold my tongue, hold my identity, and hold my voice, and hold my purpose. The enemy don't want us freeing God's daughters.
Right.
So
Exactly.
anything to try to make us reverse, go back to our old ways, become triggered, ladies, it's gonna happen.
It's
But the wiser you get, the wiser your discernment and the stronger your discernment, and you'll be able to identify it now. And
yeah.
you'll become strong, emotionally more mature. And so this is why I love this podcast, because it's women that I'm seeing, and I thank God for just allowing me to see every woman that it's something behind this smile. It's something behind this glow that I see, because it's something behind mine. So,
Exactly. Like, like we resonate. So it's perfect.
right. So how did healing help you in your personal and business life? I mean, I hear so many things, and I love that now you're like, and God moved you real fast too. That's just crazy, because you're at a point where now you're in Dallas, you're helping other women, you got these amazing programs. And that's another thing about solitude and spending time with God. He gives you strategies. Prayer and fasting need to be a part of our wealth plan.
Yes.
If you're listening right now and you're like, what do you mean by that? What I mean is that solitude, that time to get all the toxins of the world out of you so God can cleanse you, and then now you can hear him clear. He will put you on a level where you'll start getting financial breakthroughs. He'll give you ideas for that business. He'll give you more confidence. He'll give you the resource. He'll give you the person that's going to be resourceful, because God wants us to live out his plans. It's not
Right.
our plans. That's why he say, don't lean on your own understanding, lean on mine.
Mm-hmm.
So fasting and prayer is a part of your wealth plan. And hands down, I've even experienced doing a fast, no lie, Brittany, and I started a mentorship, helping people start their credit business. And so I didn't pray. I was doing a week fast.
Mm-hmm.
I never said, prayed about everything else, prayed for everybody else, but I never said, God, who do you want me to serve in this mentorship? I never said it until one of the days of the fast. I got into my closet, Brittany, no lie, I got on my knees, and I said that specific prayer. God, who do you want me to serve? Who needs this next level right now, God? Got off my knees, not 60 seconds, not 45 seconds, not 50 seconds, literally like 20 seconds. Somebody got in my DM, and the mentorship started in like July, but it was still June. She said, I want to pay you $5,000 for a one-on-one.
Wow.
God, wait, what? I said, hold on, let me just clean off the phone. Let me make sure it's real.
Am I seeing this clearly?
Okay, let me go take these contacts out, put them back in.
Yes, I love that for
Yeah,
you.
so serious.
Wow.
I said, okay, God, I hear you. I get it. Noted.
Yes, I
Oh,
love that.
so back to you. Like, how has healing helped you in your business life? And because we get blessed when we do the work. I mean, fasting and prayer is a part of healing. So how has it shifted you? I mean, I hear so many things in regards to like God aligning you with new people, your new level, new ideas. But let's speak to that for us. Like, how has healing helped you in your personal and business life?
Yeah, so definitely for sure. Like when it comes to personal, just me as a person in general, like fasting has really helped me to like become a better decision maker.
Mm,
Like
that's
before I used to be scattered and all over the place, asking other people their opinions and this and that,
wow.
really dependent upon other people. And now, since I've like really grown and to develop like and gain a closer relationship with God and get an insight from God, I've become so solid in the way that I make decisions. So now I can say, okay, I know this is what God want me to do, and I'm just gonna do it. Like I'm not gonna think twice about it. I gotta simply act on it. Like you said earlier, like whatever God tell me to do, I'm gonna do it. Because I know it's gonna be something that's coming out of it. Like it's something that He want me to do. I don't really know. I can't see the other side of it, but let me just try it to see, like,
Yes.
what's on the other side. And it may be the craziest things, things that don't make sense to other people. Like right now, I'm like in something right now where I'm like, Lord, I don't know why you made me do that. And I'm gonna need something to start shaking ASAP because
This
I
is not
don't know.
it. This way.
So yeah, like really when it came to decision making, my decision making skills have increased ultimately. Also, like we said earlier, becoming a lot more emotionally like intelligent, a lot more emotionally mature. Like that's something that was so important for me in my growth process. I have been a person that I didn't realize I used to get easily triggered by just certain things. Like, and I wasn't like a short tempered person, but like certain things would trigger me like more so than other things.
Right.
Whether it was me talking to somebody and I didn't really feel like, you know, they understood me well enough. And I used to just like go off on people. I'm telling you, girl, I'm a changed woman.
I'm a changed
woman. But I used to just be like easily triggered, just be ready to just cut somebody out and just go off like. But now I've learned to actually like listen to understand people versus listening to respond, you know? And that's so important. I don't just listen and just wait for them to finish talking so I can say something. Like, no, like really understanding what it is that they said, digesting that and seeing how I can respond in the right way. You know, sometimes I didn't really care about other people's like feelings and whatever I said, how it would make them feel. I used to just say what I felt. And, you know, if it stepped on their toes or hurt them in a way, like I used to look at it as I'm just being real. So,
yeah,
you know, and it's a way like you can still be real, but you don't have to like, you know, it's a way that you communicate with people. So, 100%. You know, being just in tune with my emotions. And then just with business, when I tell you, I'm so happy, like as far as like the way like my mind shifted when it came to my business. Like I told you, like I was a lash tech in Atlanta before I came out here to Dallas. And after my fast, I realized that I started to live like a fasted life. So when it came and it's so important too, but when it came to like me going back, because I'm thinking I'm gonna go back and do the things that I was doing when I stopped doing them during my fast.
Yeah.
But I felt so convicted, like I can't go back and do that stuff. God, it's almost like I'm slapping God in the face if I go back and do this, you know, and it's not every single thing, but it's certain things where you just know, like, okay, you need to stop dealing with that, involving yourself in that, because you just gonna keep getting pulled back every time. So I transformed my mind into thinking that I can't continue like to waste my time doing things that I know is not beneficial for me, because I done spent too much time, too much energy, and too much effort to get to where I'm at right now. And I'll be messed up if I let somebody pull me back, and I done came this far for this. Like I'm not letting something temporary, you know, pull me back. So when it came to business, I became so honed in on just growth, like personally and in my business. Like, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? And it made me realize, like, I started getting stuff done so rapidly. It made me realize I was a heavy procrastinator. And once I flipped the switch, literally, I started completing things like within a week that it was taking me months to do. It was crazy to me. I'm telling you.
Somebody needs to hear this, because they probably still stuck on that first page of that ebook. They probably haven't paid their invoice to get their landing page done. They probably haven't got their domain for the website. What was it that you were stuck on that you were doing for? It took you a month, but then God said, "Okay, I'm gonna give you the strength." It took you a week.
Girl, for one, my business, I didn't even have it. I don't even think it was officially LLC at that point, and I was doing lashes for like 4 years. So I kept putting stuff off. And when I just started knocking things out. I'm like knocking things out. Even for the ebook, you just talking about the ebook. You know, I just dropped my ebook for fasting. So teaching people how to fast intentionally, you can definitely use that in your program. But it's literally like a step-by-step guide to help take people like on the same type of journey that I went on. You know, just everything that I've learned to develop over this, you know, entire year of just growth. Like has so much details in it and helping people to like apply it to their lives so they can receive transformational results from their fast when they do it intentionally. So yeah, my ebook, when I tell you, I used to like take so long to do things because we like to put in our minds, oh no, that's gonna take too long, so I'm gonna just put it off to the side and I'll get back to it, and then you never get back to it. Girl, let me tell you, I literally wrote that ebook in 2 days. 2 days.
In 2 days. Now, was it AI, Brittany? Be honest. No, I'm just playing.
No, it wasn't AI at all. And it's funny though that you say that, because a girl that I was working with, she was my branding strategist when I first started my coaching. I just had a call with her before this call, and she was telling me about like ChatGPT and all of that stuff. And I like that tool, like, but I literally just started using it like 2 days ago. I wrote my ebook like last week.
Exactly.
And when I tell you, I wrote it in 2 days because I used the transcribe on, you know, iPhone. So I was speaking into it. I spoke the whole ebook out. All of that's strictly from my heart, you know, strictly from me. but it's literally everything that I already know. That's why it came to me so easily. So I literally created an outline for it, and every single topic, I already know what it is because it's in my mind, you know? So it's funny. I didn't use no AI or nothing to create. Like, it literally came, and I wish I would have known that a couple of days ago to help me out a little bit. But no, it's strictly like what I've been learning.
100%. I think God wants you to have your love in it. That's it. Because I think I understand technology in the way of the world, but Chat GPT and AI, it's like just use your discernment when you're serving what to use it for.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say that. All these new professional photos. Okay, so if you don't got money, get a professional.
No, not that. Not. I'm not using it for that kind of stuff. No. It should really be like more so of like a guidance type of tool.
Yeah.
You know, like not something to write out all your programs and everything like that. Like I don't think you should use it for that because I mean it's not gonna be authentic. You know.
Authentic.
Yeah.
I wanted to speak to something you said. It'll come back to me. Okay, it'll come back to me. But no, it's just like because before we think about business, we really got to tap into the personal. Mm-hmm. So that's why I asked that question because it's like, okay, how has the healing showed up for you personally so you can go serve in the business? Because honestly, business is spiritual. So people are not, I mean, and this is what I get a lot when people find me on TikTok when they want their credit done or, you know, a woman say, hey, I want a women's community, whatever the case may be, they're looking, if they are in a space where they can see things, even if you are in a broken space, people still can see.
Yeah.
People still can see. So business is very much spiritual. And I love how you're helping women find that purpose and do that healing and transformational work because baby, don't show up. Not to say don't show up where you are because you are enough where you are.
Right.
I mean, show up healed. Show up with some work done.
Yes.
Don't be so infatuated about somebody else's work. You fall in love with their work, but you never do the work.
Exactly.
People keep falling, don't they, Brittany? They fall in love with how you look and how you showing up and X, Y, and Z. But what about you?
Yeah, what are you doing? That's what matters the most. And that's where that whole comparison thing come from, like killing comparisons.
Yes.
Social media has swallowed us up into believing that we have to be like the next person. Yes. But you're going to continuously go down that loophole of feeling depressed and feeling like you're not fulfilled in life because you live in somebody else's life. You're not living your life. Like, what do you truly feel? So like even just then I had to like go through a lot of process, like you said, like pruning. Like I had to prune myself a lot, like really figure out what do I want? What do Brittany really want? You know, like what do I like? What don't I like? What am I doing to not like make other people feel good? Like why should I do that? I need to feel good about the things that I feel good about, you know, not care about what other people think. That's the biggest thing for me that helped me. Like at first, when I first did this whole transition of just becoming who I am, I had to really like tell myself that I can't really care about what nobody else thinks. So, you know, this page, my Instagram page that I have, like it's a new page. Like after my fast, I made a brand new page. You know, I completely got rid of my old page that I had since I was in high school and over the years, just had all kind of people I was following. After my fast, I got so like in a just in a moment of where I just wanted to only be surrounded around positivity. And I knew my social media was filled with nothing but negative stuff. So I was like, you know what, instead of me unfollowing everybody and everybody feeling some type of way, I'm gonna just start fresh. So literally when I started fresh after my fast, I made a new page and I said, the people that want to follow me, they will follow me. And I'm telling you, when you align yourself properly, God is going to set you up the way I'm telling you. And I've been on my Instagram preaching, like I be preaching to nobody and I'm still preaching, you know. I was still preaching. And it's not until I moved out to Dallas. I remember I sat with God and I was praying and I'm like, Lord, like place me in front of the people that you want me to be in front of. Place me in front of the people that you want me to be in front of. And girl, I ended up making this post. It was 11 o'clock at night. I was supposed to schedule the post for the next day. It ended up posting by accident. And I remember I was like, dang, I did not mean to post that right now. And I remember one of my friends, she commented on it. And she was like, wow. And I was like, girl, I meant to post that tomorrow, like not tonight. And girl, that same post ended up going viral. And within 30 days, my page went from 400 followers.
Can I tell you which post it was? Girl, people knows it for me.
Huh?
I said, can I tell you what post it was?
You know?
And I said, then I laughed and I said, people be too nosy for me.
Oh yeah.
No. Well, let me take a wild guess. Was it okay? You said a post, but was it your reel about you showing how you moved from Atlanta to Dallas?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. It literally was that real. It got over 1 million
Woo!
views, girl. So many celebrities and stuff was commenting on it. People sharing it on their page, like their story. It
Wow.
was crazy, and it happened so fast. Like I was very overwhelmed because my phone was going off for a whole month. Just
Wow.
it was crazy, and I didn't really know like how to really like act in that moment because I just had 400 followers. So I'm
Right.
like
Yeah.
trying to serve the people that's coming, and I was just all over the place. But
Place.
girl,
Yeah.
yeah,
Can I say something to you? And I want to say something to anyone who's listening to this. The word celebrity. And I don't know, I've been saying this for the last 2 years. Maybe the spirit just dropped on my spirit. Maybe it helped me understand my identity in God and to change the mindset of what a celebrity is. Now, when people think about Atlanta, they think about this celebrity, that celebrity, that celebrity. Brittany, can I tell you something? Do you know you're a celebrity too? And when
oh
I
yeah.
say oh,
Being from Atlanta, everybody think they celebrities. So
well, I'm saying now that you got God and He takes you to
yeah.
you a celebrity. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, I know you.
I need to help somebody that's listening right now. Like we don't gotta look at nobody else. Oh, I wish. No, baby, you a celebrity too.
Oh, for sure.
Your
I'm
own.
telling you.
There you go. You
No,
get
I'm
it.
telling. I want to say this too, because even what you saying that like that I'm a celebrity, like sometimes people don't realize and see the work that they have within themselves. I
Right.
know that I'm a celebrity because when I speak, my voice can speak to millions and millions of people without even talking to millions and millions of people. Like literally, like I can meet people at random and I just like talk and
Yes.
like I met a lady at the mall the other day and we sat in that mall. I didn't even know her. She literally complimented on my lashes and we ended up talking for almost an hour in the middle of the mall. And I was like speaking over her. Like it was like God was just started speaking through me. And she was an older woman. And she was like, wow. She was like, you really helped me. Like you really just helped me. And I didn't even know her, you know?
Yeah.
But
That's
just
how
the
it
way
works.
that I can communicate and connect with people, I know that's how I'm a celebrity, you know?
But
Because
you
I
know
can
what?
help them.
You can help them in a quick of a moment. You know how you said, "Who got so good?" How it was hard for you to translate certain things. You
Yes.
just said it took a. So so ladies here connect the dots. What we think is a disaffect is an advantage.
Come on. Come on.
Who he tell? He told Moses, "Go free my people." Moses felt like he had a speech impediment. What? What I say? Do go do it.
You don't know until you
You
do it.
don't
I'm
know until
telling
you
you.
do it.
I'm
And
telling you. I'm telling you. I literally wrote this down and I
girl,
wrote it down and I said, Lord, like, please help me to be able to like articulate and know what to say in the right moments. Like, girl, like I used to go blank. Like my mind, I told you my memory was bad too. I didn't even know what to say in the right moments. Like I used to just go blank. You know, I never knew what to say. But
yeah,
when you have that, I'm telling you, like having faith is like it's crazy, but
yeah.
it's so needed. It's
It's
so
so,
needed.
it's so
And
powerful.
it's powerful. It's so powerful. And once I started to really have faith and stop saying, well, I don't know how that's going to happen and
Right.
just do it, God going to show you why you had to do it. God will show you like, oh, you don't think I'm a man of my word? Oh, let me show you. So yeah.
Oh, I love how you just said that. So I feel like in the relationship we have with God, His sweet presence, His forgiveness, His peace, His love, the restoration He'll give us, those same attributes, Brittany, we should be looking at in a man or in a friend. You said I'm a man of my word.
Look, I already got my list together. Like, okay, this is what I want. All right. But it's a very, very much more intentional, you know?
Yes, it's
Very
not
more intentional.
all cosmetic. It's intentional. Oh, that's so good. It's not a cosmetic list. It's a intentional core value spiritual list. Okay, let's continue.
Yes. Yes.
So, so at what point in life did you feel like you started to claim your abundance? Like, and that can look like anything, even just let me let you speak.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So really claiming my abundance is when, you know, after I like discovered who I was in that fast, after I discovered like what it is that God wanted me to do out here in this world. And once I really understood that, I'm telling you, like I said earlier, like I became so on fire. I was like, oh no, like I gotta help these people. Cause I'm like, it's almost like a light bulb went off in my head, and it was like a moment for me, like of realization. Like I say, I'll go through like a moment of self-realization and really just personal development. And for months I was just on myself because I wanted to grow. Like I wanted to see what else there was for me. Like, how can I grow from this? So I started claiming my abundance when I realized who I was, and when I realized who God was. That's the most important thing. When I realized who God was to me, that's when I started to claim my abundance, because I could figure out who I am and what it is that I need to be doing. So yeah, that's what helped me major.
I love it. I love it. One thing when I ask that question, now I'm starting to realize it's like a test question, not necessarily I'm testing somebody, but when I ask that question and a woman answered, and guess what? It has nothing to do with money. I know they've done the work.
Oh yes. Oh, and I didn't even think about money at all.
But I'm saying it because the foundation of the podcast is, a woman in business.
Yeah.
So if you just say something like, "Oh, when I made my first 10K month," baby, when a woman don't say that, I'm like, she's doing and done the work.
Yes.
She gets it.
That's so true though, because it's like you're doing the internal work. I don't care how much money you made. Like, who are you as a person on the inside? I don't care about that. I don't care about any of that, And it's funny because I used to be that person, like, oh, I gotta make this amount of money. And who are you as a person?
Who are you?
Who are you?
So they do say when you get the money, it's gonna exemplify who you are without the money. And one thing I would speak to somebody and say is just dropped in my spirit like it did yesterday. Listen, don't go broke trying to impress broke people. And I'm not talking about they're financially broke. I'm talking about they're broke spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. I am not inspired by a broken spiritual person that's a spiritually broken, excuse my words, a spiritually broken person that look rich. I am not inspired by that. And that's not on our timeline. So that's why we got to have the spirit of discernment and pray on that. God, give me clarity before I open my phone. Give me clarity for this man in my life, this new woman in my life, Lord, and he'll do it. I am not impressed by spiritually broken people that look rich.
Yeah, I think it's important to have conversations with people off of social media, see like who they truly are as a person.
Yep.
That's a reminder for myself too, saying that out loud.
I couldn't even get my words out. The enemy didn't want me to say it. So as we wrap this podcast up, first off, thank you, Brittany. Just thank you for your existence, your presence, all the healing that you've been doing, your time, your energy. Just thank you. Yes. And I'm very, very proud of you because I see the work that you're doing and I know other women see it. And sometimes we don't hear, I'm proud of you. And I know that we don't really need to hear it because God rewards us. And as long as God is proud of us, cool. But just another woman to a woman that's walking in her purpose. Gratitude.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. The same for you as well too. For you showing up consistently, really like having a helping hand and wanting to actually help people.
Yes.
Like I said, like it's important about who you are as a person. And we've met in person, we've had conversations. So I can see you, like I can hear you. So yes, you are doing the work. So I'm proud of you too.
Thank you.
Yes, for sure. I'm appreciative that you even see me enough to even want to podcast. So thank you.
You are so welcome. Women need to experience that moment right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Cattiness, the competition. Listen, I feel like when God have the assignment that God has given you, Brittany, your heart start to be full of joy. You don't even care about what nobody else got going on. Like I tell my friends, listen, I don't care what you got going on. I just want you happy.
Yes.
I don't care if you do credit. I don't care if you got a women's group. I just want you happy. Mm-hmm. And when you do that, it's like I don't have to look at nobody else's grass because God already made it green. Mine's over here.
Right.
So I just want people grass to be green so he can multiply, supply and multiply. So Brittany, what gem would you give a woman looking to heal and claim their abundance? What is that one gem?
So definitely. The tip top gem I would give as far as women on healing and claiming their abundance, simply because it's something that I went through personally.
Yes.
And I don't like to talk about things that I haven't experienced personally because it just doesn't make sense. But definitely fasting, fasting, taking that time just away from the world, from just the loudness, from just the chaos from the world, and getting closely connected with God. Getting closely connected with God, asking God what it is that he has for you, building that relationship with God, because, that's the most important thing that you can do in order for you to really know what it is that you're supposed to be doing in life. And you'll be able to build a firm foundation in that as well. That's something that I've been talking about a lot too, like having that firm foundation. So when you do, because like you said, we're not going to always be happy and joyful in life. We're going to go through certain trials and tribulations. Like, just because you gain a closer relationship with God does not mean life is now perfect. You're going to have to overcome more obstacles because you have to grow and level up in life. But if you have a firm foundation that you build for yourself, if you fall back, you have something to fall back on versus falling through and going, through that foundation that you haven't built for yourself. So yes, fasting. Yep. I definitely highly recommend it. And yeah, definitely get my ebook, because it'll take you step by step to intentionally fast so you can really receive like the results that you need,
Even even your, when I came to your speaking engagement, great job, girl. You was just walking. You're welcome. And the book that you gave everybody, like Becoming You, just that alone. So I know the work that you do is going, and I read it. Like, I didn't just push it off. It's set by my computer, and I would go through it, and it made me think about, like, girl, you really got to write this stuff down for self-care. Okay, what goals you got to get done? Because you have like a calendar for goals. What goals you got to check? So it's like, I just want to say this: getting anything that she has, listen, ladies, you won't be disappointed. Becoming Brittany, follow her on IG, on YouTube. Where else? Facebook? Not Becoming Brittany on Facebook.
I don't know, but I have a Facebook group though. I do. It's the Peace and Purpose Social on Facebook.
Yes. Yep. Please tap into her. Just if this is that season for you, don't think you have to do it alone. Group is growing. She is growing. Why not grow with them?
Exactly. That's
becoming. I love that. That's shirt. You got shirts? Like, where's the shirts?
You know what? Somebody else said that. So now that's God telling me. That's God talking to me.
That's coming, baby. And I'll buy one, okay? Yes. So, all right, ladies. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Again, please do not do yourself a disservice by not following her and even booking a call, just because of the amazing things she has coming up. And God is just going to catapult everything. So catch her while you can right now. She'll still be available to you because she has heart like that. But I do appreciate you, Brittany. And this was amazing. This was everything. It blessed me today. And I know it's going to bless thousands, millions of women. We got to speak big over everything we do. And just thank you for being you. Thank you for being you. All right. So you all just wait for episode 15. I love that you guys were able to listen to this. If anything resonated, shoot her a DM, book your call. All right. But stay blessed until the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
I'm free. I'm human, but I'm comfortable with me. I'm capable.